All right, you're up.
Hey, my name's Joe Von Tobel. I'm with DRC Marketing, and we're the manufacturer's agent for Market Forge and then all the South Bend convection ovens in here as well. So that's what I want to talk to you today about is the steamer, and then we'll jump back. Not a lot to go over with convection ovens, but we'll talk about it real quick.
Well, I have something to show me how to cook it in there.
Okay. This unit, basically, when you come in the morning, there's just an on button, okay? So in the up position's on, in the middle position is off, and if you push it all the way down, I didn't want to do that, but if you push it all the way down, that's when you go into your deliming mode, okay? What the deliming mode does is just heat up the inside of that boiler when you're deliming it. So when you walk up to it in the morning, all you do is turn the two on buttons on, okay? You're not gonna see anything happen other than that red light at first. About 10 minutes, 8-10 minutes is gonna go by. What's happening is the steam generators are filling up with water. Okay, so you're gonna turn that on, and you're really not gonna, you'll hear it, but you're not gonna see anything else. About 8 or 10 minutes, these boilers or the generators in here will fill up with water. Once they fill up with water, then you'll hear the unit trying to spark. You've heard that bzz, bzz, bzz when it's trying to ignite. Once it's filled up, then all of a sudden you're going to hear it starting to buzz, and then you want to look for these two lights to light, okay? So first it fills up, then it ignites, the ignition, okay? Once those top ignition lights come on, it's going to be another 10, 15 minutes till that water in there has come up to a head of steam so you're ready to cook. So you're going to turn it on, wait for the ignition light to come on, then wait another couple 10 minutes, and then see this it's barely light, this green down here, see that? That's how you can walk around and know when your steamer's ready to go, okay? It's really pretty simple, it's nothing too fancy. These are next generation, so if you're used to old steamers that have the big boiler base below, these aren't pressurized boilers anymore, these are generators. They're a little bit more safe and easier to work with. So I just wasn't sure what you all were used to in the past. It's not a big old, it's not like the old style boilers. Now, down here, it comes with water filtration systems, okay? About every 3 or 4 months, we have very hard water here. Again, it looks like this is a big school. You're going to be using a lot of this equipment heavy. So every 3 or 4 months, I would replace, and those are simply just, when it's turned off and you turn off the water, you simply unscrew those, and then you can put them right back in. But just be aware that this has its own onboard water filtration system.
No, that's maintenance, but I see the cold one looks like it's got access underneath to drop that unit, but on the other side, there is no cutout.
What's that?
So
This one.
Oh, this like if it screws, it drops out. You can get it out of there. So, is there any questions now as far as the comes up? It's ready. When this lights, good. I turn that one off. See how I turn that off for a second, it's having to reset. But when you start steaming, this red light comes on. Okay, see how that is?
Okay, you start cooking.
Did you see that? Anytime you go past here, this is the hold, okay? So if you have product in here and you're steamed it, but you just want to let it hold, you can put this in the hold button, okay? And that stops the hard steaming and just lets it hold the product, okay? Schools, this type of school, I don't see you holding a lot in here.
Well, I might.
You might, but you have.
this is the catering.
This is the
School
catering
lunch.
part.
Oh, okay. So you
I
might.
cook for the adults and the kids too
Yeah.
sometimes.
If you put it on hold, you see this little temperature range? It's just a way to make sure you realize that it is staying warm inside there and you're holding your product, basically. So, again, I'm going to turn this off, and then I'm going to turn it back on, okay? Because I hit that delime and it messed with it. Now, if you turn it to the red position, it goes back to just being ready. So, again, the hold gives you a little bit of steam. It's not steaming, it just keeps it warm in there. If you put it all the way out here, it's going to give you real hard steam inside there. If it's in If it's there, it's just sitting idle and it's not even in the hold mode,
Okay.
okay? Looking inside here, I'm gonna tell you what the factory says, and I know schools do different things. The thinner your pan, like 2.5 inch deep pan, a lot of schools will try to put 6 inch deep 12 by 20s in here. Please don't do that. You will be able to cook 3 2.5 inch deep steam table pans a lot faster than 2 6 inch deep. You following me? It can't penetrate that. So, and again, I'm just going back, and I'm not sure what you were used to, but with steamers, it's best, don't go any deeper than 4, you know, as far as the 12 by 20s. 2.5 is perfect, but 4 is good. You get any deeper than that, the steam can't penetrate the product inside the pan. And you're all about getting stuff cooked quicker, you know, and some people think I'm gonna put large pans in there, and that's not really the idea. Put 3 thinner pans in and you'll cook it a lot faster than 2 overloaded pans, kind of thing. This is where the steam flies into the compartment here, and it spins around. When this door's closed and the steam's going inside there, the whole idea of these steamers, and again, I'm not talking about old steamers, but the old steamers, you'd put the steam in and lock it down and it would cook in there. The newer steamers, it's convection. There's no heavy pressure inside here. Why you need to know that, the drain, the steam wraps and has immediately gone down the drain. It goes like this, you know, it has to circulate. If the steam doesn't get down the drain, it starts to, you'll see steam starting to pop out around the doors. Even though there's not a lot of liquid going down there, every month or two take some real hot water, a big bucket of hot water, and literally pour it down that drain, because what happens, food oils start to build up in that drain. So I'm telling you that if you ever are steaming and you go through cooking and then all of a sudden you see it really starting to shoot out, that means that there's something wrong with the drain system, and we need to go in and make sure that that's cleaned out. As far as cleaning is concerned, you know, an alcohol or water-based stainless cleaner, or even a vinegar and water-based cleaner, don't use anything like there's Sheila Shines that are oil-based. Don't use those on it, because what's going to happen, it looks nice and shiny, but then after about a year, this is going to get a brown hue to it because the oil starts to superheat in the steel. So a water, alcohol-based, or even a vinegar and water is your best bet. Now, again, in the owner's manual, it's going to talk about going through a deliming process. And again, that's about every 2 or 3 months you're going to want to go through, and I'm not sure if your facilities department will do, but you see these 2 caps up here? See how they unscrew? Okay, this has its own generator, and that has its own generator. That's why there's 2 caps. So when you go through a deliming process, you're deliming both units, kind of thing. That's why I just want to make sure you understand why there's 2 caps sitting.
Running line off the heating element.
Excuse me, yes, that's exact. What you do is, you open these caps, the owner's manual, you cut the deliming solution with amount of water. You just simply open these up and pour them in there, and then hit that, remember that delime button I talked about? You hit that, and then it'll warm up the elements and break that loose, and then once you turn it off, the unit blows those generators out and flushes them down the drain. So it's really pretty simple steamer when it gets right down to it. Turn it on, and
You said every couple months you're supposed to do that?
2 to 3 months.
the diamond, the deline, it all depends on how bad your water is. It's all, I know, and that's why,
Hard water.
that's why I'm, you know, definitely, I'd say every 4 months at the most, at the least.
Depending on how much usage you have.
That's what it's all about. That's really what it really comes down to, is how much you use this piece of equipment. Other than that, there's not a whole else lot to tell you about this. They have any questions?
You're the question.
And where do I get that deliver? Can you use any kind?
Yes.
Or is it will be in the manual?
Where do you get your